Welcome to Chamber Chatter. I'm your host, Gary Poulin, with True Country 93.5. I'm here with Pam from Bigelow Brewing Company. And Pam, tell us a little bit about how you got started with Bigelow Brewing.
Well, I purchased a brew kit for my husband for Christmas in '89, and he brewed his first beer in January, and he said at that time he wanted to open a brewery. We had a small child at home, Jordan actually, and he continued to brew, and he really thought at that point he wanted to open a brewery. But we had another child, and then my daughter got into horses, and I did too. And we're sitting in a barn that my husband and his father and my father built in 3 weeks. And he was working in Ohio and coming back on the weekends, so the kids started going to college for a few years, and we had a couple of horses and some goats in this barn, and he was in the tack room brewing. And I had gone back to school to become a teacher, and he came to me a couple of years later and said, I want to start a brewery, I'm going to renovate the barn. And I'm like, okay. And
so now your barn's a restaurant.
It is.
And a brewery.
And a brewery, tap room. Our opening day, after renovations were done, and we opened in May 3rd of 2014, and we had 300 people at our grand opening. And at that point, our brew system, we had a 3-barrel that was over here. The other section was not even here. We realized in about 3 months that we were going to have to expand. So we did the landscaping, brought in the pizza oven that's made by Maine Wood Heat, and then built an addition for a 15-barrel brew house. And now in 2019, November of 2019, we purchased the Poulin manufacturing building in downtown Skowhegan. And of course, a couple months later, the pandemic hit. So that's put a little halt on some of that progress, but we're hoping to be down in our new brewing facility and tap room by late fall.
Well, good for you with that there. Yeah. Tell me, how many brews do you have right now?
Right now, on tap and in cans, we have 14. 14 brews. We have also seasonal brews that come out. We have a pumpkin ale and a hop yard harvest that come out in the fall. We have a cranberry peak that comes out this summer. We use cranberries from Maine. Our blueberry ale is also made with blueberries from Maine. And a huge percentage, 100% of our base malt is grown and malted in the state of Maine. So.
And what do you serve for food here?
So we have wood-fired pizza, and the pizza dough is made with our spent grains from the grist mill in town, and the bakery produces a special recipe just for Bigelow. And so we go about 125 to 150 pizzas a night here. So it's way more than we expected. But we're hoping to get a bigger oven when we go down to we will be getting a bigger oven when we go down to the new space.
So for the summer, I see you have quite a few activities going on. Can you share that with us?
We do. We have live music every Friday and Saturday night, and we have an outside stage, so we have people that come here, 200 or 300 people a night come here and listen to music outside. It's all free, and it's become really kind of a community gathering space, and I say that really kind of, it's vast because it's from all over the United States. We have people that come here. And I think the brewing industry has done that for a lot of communities in the state of Maine. Huge tourism right now.
So do you find yourself enjoying this?
Yes. People say to us all the time, because we live here on this property, we have 25 acres, and they say, oh, you must hate that, having people in your backyard every night. We close at 8, but when people are here, they're happy. You can see it's just kind of a relief. It's just an escape from, things that are happening in the world, and they're meeting their friends, and they're meeting new friends here. We actually last year put in a dog park, so we get quite a few people here that bring their dogs, and that's kind of fun. And we grow hops on the property, so the hops go into our seasonal beers. We have Cascade. But we have Brewfest coming up. The big Skowhegan Brewfest is Labor Day weekend. And we have some beer dinners coming up, Tap Takeover at Quarry Tap Room this Wednesday night. So activities are added all the time, but yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Pam, for joining us today.
Okay.
We appreciate it very much. This is Gary Poulin with Chamber Chatter. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Maine Technology Group and Roma Joe's. Signing off for now.